Here's your wrestling news for December 23rd, 2021. And your headlines for today include Kyle O'Reilly is all elite, Danielson vs. Page 2 has a date and a stipulation, Brock Lesnar possibly working WWE live events, several WWE superstars test positive for COVID-19, WWE postponing shows, Vince McMahon set orders to not tone down wrestlers' act in WWE, John Morrison returns to AAA for a shot at the Mega Campeonato, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion is set to make in-ring return on NXT 2.0 next week, and more. We are kicking off today with AEW Dynamite as Adam Cole promised the best Christmas present the Young Bucks could ask for prior to last night's show. Before that could happen, Cole fought Orange Cassidy in the latest battle between the Super Clique and the Best Friends, and it was Cole who got the win, but not thanks to the Bucks. Instead, it was his old NXT buddies who made the difference, as when Bobby Fish provided the distraction, Kyle O'Reilly slid in behind Cassidy as the crowd popped huge with chants of Undisputed, referencing the Undisputed Era. After pinning Cassidy, there was a tease of an issue between Cole and O'Reilly, as the former's final feud in NXT had been against Kyle, and after the former Undisputed Era took out Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and Wheeler Yuta, Matt and Nick Jackson showed up, and they didn't seem to like their Christmas present. It even seemed like O'Reilly wasn't the present Cole had promised, as everyone seemed more confused than excited to see him around. If so, that begs the question as to who was meant to be Cole's big reveal, and whatever the case, O'Reilly made an impression, with Tony Khan announcing on Twitter that the former NXT superstar is now all elite. This is another huge score for AEW, who have signed so many big names from WWE this year alone, and time will tell whether his issues with the Super Clique can be resolved after this week's Holiday Bash. Bryan Danielson is one of the biggest WWE names who joined AEW this year, and his recent world title match with Hangman Adam Page went to an hour-long draw. Considered an instant classic by fans and called the best match he's seen in 25 years by Arn Anderson, the match ended without a clear winner, and a rematch has now been confirmed. AEW has announced that on January 5th, in what would be Dynamite's debut on TBS, the Danielson-Page World Title rematch will happen, and should the match go to another draw, a decision will be rendered by a panel of judges watching the match. Page promised that he'll end their second match well before the time limit, while Danielson made reference to his WWE career, saying he'll prove that he's not a B-plus player, and yes, he will leave the January 5th Dynamite as champion. This huge rematch will be an epic way to start the new year and Dynamite's debut on TBS, and whoever wins, we can expect a great rematch between the two incredible wrestlers. Since returning to WWE in 2012, Brock Lesnar has been a part-time performer, often going months between appearances on TV or pay-per-view. Lesnar has only made a handful of non-televised appearances over the last 9 years, but he could soon be a regular at WWE live events. For the live event on January 8th at Boston's TD Garden, Drew McIntyre will face the winner of the Universal title match at Day 1, either Lesnar or Roman Reigns. This same McIntyre match has also been advertised for the January 15th live event, as well as shows on February 5th and 6th. Fans will remember that it was McIntyre who dethroned Lesnar at WrestleMania 36 to become WWE Champion last year, and should the Beast emerge victorious on January 1st, a rematch with Drew McIntyre will soon take place, albeit off-screen. Before WWE Day 1, WWE still has plenty of live events and TV tapings to get through, but those will have to go ahead with a much smaller roster. PW Insider reports that after a long weekend of live events and tapings, that a number of stars and crew members have now tested positive. Others are said to be feeling unwell and are awaiting test results to determine if they've tested positive. These positive tests won't affect this Friday's SmackDown, which was filmed in advance last week to give the superstars and crew Christmas Eve free. Last year's post-Christmas holiday tour was postponed due to positive cases, causing WWE massive problems, and although WWE doesn't disclose the results of any tests by superstars, things are looking bleak for the company right now. This week's SmackDown won't be affected by the number of positive cases, but all future shows for the time being will have to go on with fewer wrestlers, or in the case of some events, not happen at all. With rising cases across the world for the Omicron variant, fans were fearing the worst when they saw that a live event in Laval, Quebec was no longer selling tickets, but the event was still listed to happen at the Place Bell on December 30th. It's now been confirmed that this live event has been postponed and will instead take place on Sunday, March 6, 2022, still at the Bell Place. Interestingly enough, the Toronto show set for the 29th is still going ahead as of this time, but with the Omicron variant spreading, it's expected that this show will be cancelled too. In a statement, Quebec's Premier François Legault announced new measures that will come into effect on Boxing Day that will limit private gatherings to 6 people, far smaller than the current 10-person limit in effect. WWE doesn't want to postpone shows, but it's ultimately not up to them, and with many on the roster testing positive, it goes to show that we're still by no means getting close to back to normal yet. In May, Eric Bugenhagen was called up to WWE's main roster and made his debut on SmackDown as Rick Boogs. Fans have certainly enjoyed Boogs' work alongside Shinsuke Nakamura and the energy he brings whenever he's on TV, and the guitar-playing grappler has a fan in Vince McMahon as well. Speaking to Give Me Sport, Boogs spoke about his WWE journey and the rule that McMahon made to the company's higher-ups all about him. At first it was funny, the first day we did it, I was more high energy than ever because I was fresh and the whole pandemic was going on, so we weren't doing anything at the time too. I was just screaming my head off and going crazy. The higher-ups were like, "You've got to tone it down a little bit, take it back a notch." I was like, we'll see about that. I just kept it up, and I heard that Vince wanted it. He was like, "No, just let him be himself." And then eventually, doing that over and over again and all that, I got a lot of people, especially when I got called up and I was in the locker room with everyone on the roster, they all stressed how much they appreciated the high energy. Boogs also revealed that prior to his main roster call-up, he'd never met Shinsuke Nakamura, and we'll have to see how things go from here for the pairing that's proven to be a highlight of Friday Night SmackDown. As part of the November releases, John Morrison was cut from his WWE contract nearly 2 years after his return to the company. Now, the former ECW World Champion's first post-WWE match has been announced in a company the Shaman of Sexy is all too familiar with. On February 19th, Morrison will return to Lucha Libre AAA for their Rey de Reyes event, where he'll challenge Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. In a video promo announcing the match, Morrison said that Vikingo won the title by beating Children instead of former champion Kenny Omega, who vacated the title due to injury. Promising to win the title, time will tell if Morrison keeps his word in February, but this is certainly a massive match for the former WWE superstar to have now that he's been cut from the company. And we're ending today with Brian Kendrick, who is set to return to action next week. Last week, Kendrick took quite a bump down the stairs from Harland on NXT 2.0, and the WWE producer will look to settle the score with the powerhouse in the ring. Despite being a former Cruiserweight champion, Kendrick is definitely the underdog going into this match with the colossal Harland, and we expect a dominant performance by the young superstar in what'll be a huge showcase for him. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.